fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver, the Lone Ranger. With his faithful Indian companion Tonto, the daring and resourceful masked rider of the plains led the fight for law and order in the early western United States. Nowhere in the pages of history can one find a greater champion of justice. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Come on, Silver. Let's go, big fella. I'll Silver. Aye!
At 10 o'clock one night, the Lone Ranger and Tonto drew rein before Marshal Jim Marvell's house in the town of Sawtooth. While Tonto stayed with the horses, the masked man went to the door and knocked softly. A few moments later, the lawman opened the door.
Well, what can I do for you?
Good evening, Marshal. May I step inside?
Yes, but who are you and what's your business with me?
Well, I'm here with information. And as for my identity,
That mask. I didn't notice it till you stepped into the light.
The mask shouldn't surprise you. I wore it the last time we met.
You... the last time? Well, thunderation. It's been so long since I've seen you, I mistook you for a crook.
It has been a long time since you were scouting for the Army, Jim.
All of 10 years. But I'll never forget how you saved Colonel Miles' command from an Apache massacre. I owe my life to you and Tonto.
You owe us nothing, Marshal.
That's not the way I look at it. Now, come into the kitchen. Sit down while I fix your meal.
Thanks, but I've already eaten.
Well, then sit down and tell me what I can do for you.
All right. Tonto and I have heard rumors that Red Carmel and his gang are hiding somewhere near here.
Yes, I've heard the same thing. The only trouble is they might be anywhere within a 200 or 300-mile radius of here. Unless you have more exact information.
Well, unfortunately, I haven't. We hope to pick up Carmel's trail. In the meantime, you better be on the lookout for him.
I am, and so is every lawman in these parts. But doggone it, Red's the only one of the gang we'll recognize.
Too bad no one knows what his men look like.
It'd be a lot easier to catch him if we had a description of the skunks. As it is, Red can stay in hiding from now on while his men circulate.
Sooner or later, they'll show their hand.
I hope so.
The gold shipment going east on tonight's train may bring them into the open.
Huh? How'd you know about that shipment?
Oh, it's no secret, Jim.
Well, it ought to be.
The newspapers west of here carried a complete story of the $50,000 the San Francisco bank is sending to New York.
You can always count on a jug-headed newspaper man to let the cat out of the bag.
The only thing the newspapers didn't say was how well guarded the shipment would be.
2 first-rate men are in the baggage car with orders to shoot to kill anyone who tries to steal the gold.
Oh? When will the train reach town?
It's sunrise. I'll
See.
board the baggage car and help guard the shipment. If Red and his men try anything, I'll be on hand to stop them.
Meantime, Tonto and I'll ride west.
For what?
Well, after it leaves Red Rock, the train will climb Lookout Mountain.
You can't get there before the train.
It's an ideal place for a robbery.
Now, I admit Silver's mighty fast, but even he couldn't reach Lookout Mountain ahead of the train.
You're right about that, Jim.
Then why not stay here and board the baggage car with me? We'll travel as far as Denver.
That may be too late.
But, Dad Rabbit, you'll be too late to prevent trouble at the mountain.
We'll not be too late to do something about it. Well, adios, Marshal.
At 12 o'clock that night, Kay Carmel sat in the Red Rock Railroad station beside a crudely made pine coffin. A heavy veil concealed her face as effectively as the voluminous folds of her black skirt concealed the gun in her pocket. When the train stopped outside the station, willing hands lifted the coffin into the baggage car, while Kay stood by sobbing softly. The 2 guards, Tom and Shorty, who had been assigned to watch the gold shipment, were about to close the door of the baggage car when they heard Kay plead with the station master.
Please let me stay with my husband.
But, ma'am,
Don't make me leave him alone in that baggage car while I travel in another part of the train.
But, ma'am, we can't put a coffin in the passenger car.
Then let me ride in the baggage car with my husband.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
Why not?
Well, it's against regulations.
I won't inconvenience anyone. Please let me stay with him.
Let the poor widow travel with the coffin if she wants to, Hank.
If it weren't for the shipment, I'd be glad to oblige the lady, Tom, but I can't take chances this trip.
Oh, Dad ratted, Hank, let the widow come aboard. Tom and I'll take the responsibility.
I don't know.
Little lady is trouble enough without making the trip worse for her.
Board the passenger car, ma'am, then walk through to this car. We'll open the door between the cars to let you in.
You're so kind.
Well, not at all, ma'am. Glad to be able to help.
When the train left Red Rock, Kay sat on a large carton next to the pine coffin. An oil lamp suspended from the ceiling illuminated the car dimly. By its light, she studied the interior of the baggage car, the iron safe, and the 2 men who sat beside it.
Sorry this isn't more comfortable, ma'am, but the baggage car wasn't made to accommodate passengers.
You're very kind to let me stay here.
Not many women would be plucky enough to do it.
I'd rather be here than anywhere else in the world.
Hear the whistle, Shorty?
Yeah, that means we'll be at Lookout Mountain in 15 minutes.
We have to keep our eyes and ears open for trouble as soon as the engine starts up the grade.
What's that noise?
Sounds like a door squeaking open.
Tom, look.
The coffin.
It's opening.
Oh, it can't be.
Well, if there's no corpse inside it, there soon will be.
Don't try reaching for that gun. You're both covered.
What?
Get your hands up.
Well, lady.
Follow orders or I'll blow your heads off.
Lady means what she says.
Tom, we've been fooled.
But the lady
She's
said...
in cahoots with him. They're both crooks.
Do as you're told and you'll not be hurt.
Yeah, I have him covered, Kay. Take the guns.
Right. Stand still and keep your hands up.
When I think of how you tricked us by posing as a poor widow...
What are you after?
The gold.
They're disarmed, Red.
Yeah, good. Now, which one of you'll open that safe?
Neither one of us, mister.
A bullet might change your mind.
Go right ahead and shoot.
No, don't shoot.
And open a safe.
All right, I'll open it.
Don't be a jughead, Tom. They'd kill us anyway.
Maybe not, if we do as we're told, Shorty.
Now, you're showing sense. Come on, get busy.
All right.
We'll lose our jobs for this.
You lose your life if you don't shut up.
How do you figure to get away with it after you get the gold?
We'll worry about that. All right, you there, hurry up.
I'm doing my best. Oh, yeah. Safe's open.
Now, Kay, cover these 2 while I tie and gag them.
The curtain falls on the first act of our Lone Ranger adventure. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments. Now to continue. Both guards were tightly tied and gagged. They watched helplessly as Red opened. They saw him place the sacks of gold and paper money near the opening. The engine's speed decreased as it labored up the steep grade at Lookout Mountain.
Yeah, this is it, Kay. I'll push the sacks of gold out the door.
Right.
There they go. Now we'll have to jump clear. You be able to make it?
Don't worry. With the engine traveling at this speed, I'll not have any trouble.
Good. I'll go first.
Are you all right?
Yeah. I'll run alongside and give you a hand. Come on, jump.
Right.
That does it. Yeah. Now to find the boys.
There they are, coming from the trees.
We made it, Rawhide.
Whoa. Did you get the gold?
Yeah. Yeah, we threw it out the car. It's beside the track. Help me load it in the saddlebags.
I'll take my share now.
You'll get it when we divvy the loot, Scrapper.
I'm not waiting that long, Red.
Huh? What's your hurry?
The law has your description. Sooner or later, they'll catch up with you.
That's my worry.
I'm not going to be with you when it happens. I'll clear out now.
No one quits my gang. I'll show you.
Look out!
Try to gun me, will you?
Oh!
Scrapper, you killed him.
You dirty double-crosser.
Drop the gun, Kay.
I'll kill you for that.
Drop the gun or I'll break your arm.
You shot Red.
He went for his gun. I had to shoot him.
Let go of me.
Give me a hand, Rawhide.
You started this break, Scrapper. Finish it
Take that gun, you jughead. She'll get us both.
You double-crossing tin-horn. Red never trusted you.
Drop that gun.
Oh, my arm.
Yeah, that's better.
You've bitten off more than you'll be able to chew, Scrapper.
Yeah. We'll split that gold in cash 2 ways now, Rawhide.
You double-crossing skunk. After Red planned the robbery.
Shut up. Now, what about it, Rawhide? Are you with me?
I'll go along with you.
Now, the Red's out of the way. We're in the clear. The law hasn't a thing on either one of us.
What about Kay?
We'll take her with us. She'll come to her senses.
If you think I'd go with you.
I know you will. Because if I have to, I'll wrap your head with a gun barrel and take you with us.
You'd better get rid of her if you want to stay alive, Scrapper.
She was a big help to Red. When she simmers down, she'll be as big a help to us.
I'd sooner work with a couple of rattlers.
There's no use holding that shooting against me, Kay. Red went for his gun first.
You're loco to take her with us.
I've been loco about her since the first time I saw her.
What? Then why were you going to clear out?
Planned to ask her to marry me after I got my share of the loot.
Why, you...
Keep an eye on her while I load the gold in the saddlebags, Rawhide. No use trying a fast move, Kay.
That's good advice, Kay. I'd hate to have to shoot you.
You'll not have to. I want to live long enough to kill that ugly-faced skunk.
Too bad about Red, but he drew first.
A lot of help you were.
I couldn't stop the gunplay.
Give me a gun and I'll even the score.
No, I couldn't do that.
I didn't think you would. You and Scrapper make a good pair.
Some distance east of Lookout Mountain, the Lone Ranger and Tonto heard the whistle of the eastbound train. They drew rein beside the tracks to watch the speeding engine pass.
Hold, hold.
Down. Oh, fella.
As the cars came by in the moonlight, the masked man saw the open door of the baggage car. His face was grim as Tonto asked,
Kimasabi, my door, baggage car open.
With a valuable shipment aboard, the guards wouldn't risk opening the door.
You think open door mean trouble?
Yes, Tonto. Too bad we can't overtake the train.
What we do?
Follow the railroad tracks to Lookout Mountain. Thieves may have waited there to board the baggage car.
Maybe them leave clues.
Well, let's hope so. Come on, Silver!
Them up, Scout!
Daylight was well advanced when Scrapper signaled a halt at a deserted prospector's shack in the Arrowhead Hills.
We'll be safe here till the excitement of the robbery dies down.
You plan to hide out here for a couple of days. We'll need supplies.
Yeah, you're right.
Red Rock's only a couple hours' ride from here. I'll go there for grub.
That's a good idea. While you're going, I'll keep a close watch on Kay.
Don't give her a chance to get a gun.
Don't worry.
I'll see you later. Easy. Get it. Come on.
In less than half an hour, Rawhide returned to the shack.
Oh, who? Easy. Scrapper. Hey, Scrapper.
What's the trouble, Rawhide?
Plenty. I rode over our back trail when I left here. Found out that wherever she could, Kay guided her horse over soft ground.
Yeah?
Those hoof prints are easier to read than a blazed trail.
Well, Kay, you must have figured to tip off the law.
What do you think, Tin Horn?
She probably left a trail all the way from the railroad tracks.
We'll clear out of here before someone follows us.
Now, listen.
Huh?
A rider's heading this way.
Good.
Sounds like only one rider.
He must have followed the trail she left.
Well, it might be a prospector riding through the hills.
And it might be a United States Marshal looking for you and me.
We'll soon know if it is or not. I'll go in the next room with Kay and close the door.
If that's a lawman, I'll tell him who you are.
You're as guilty as we are.
I'd gladly go to jail if I could see you pay for shooting Red. I'll tell plenty.
You'll keep your mouth shut or I'll use this knife to quiet you for keeps. Now, come on. Rawhide, you can't get rid of that critter. Let him have it.
Oh, easy. Steady, big fella.
Rawhide's guns were leveled at the Lone Ranger as he drew rein in front of the shack. At the sight of the mask, Rawhide relaxed slightly. He eyed his guns and noticed the easy strength in the man's movements as he dismounted and strode toward the door.
Whoever he is, he's no two-bit gunslinger.
What's the idea of the gun?
I'll ask the questions, mister. Step inside.
Thanks, I plan to.
Who are you?
No one you've met before. Where are your friends?
What friends?
There's several horses outside.
The whole string belongs to me. Now turn around and clear out of here while you have the chance.
And risk a bullet in the back?
I'll not gun you.
You shot Red Carmel.
But how'd you know about Red?
I found him beside the tracks.
And followed us here, huh?
Yes.
That's your tough luck, mister. Draw those guns slowly and drop them.
If you want the guns, come and get them.
Maybe I will. Think you'll trick me, huh? Will you not have the chance? Raise your hands.
Very well.
Keep them high till I get those Colts.
The Lone Ranger's hands were high, with the fingers outstretched stiffly, but held motionless until Rawhide moved close. Then, with lightning speed, the masked man brushed Rawhide's gun aside with one hand and brought the other down hard. The side of the rigid palm and finger struck a vital spot in Rawhide's neck. Without a sound, the outlaw slumped to the floor. The Lone Ranger took the gun from Rawhide's nerveless fingers, then crossed to the wall alongside the door leading to the next room. Just then, the door opened. Kay came out, and behind her, Scrapper, with a gun at the girl's back. The Lone Ranger fired once.
Oh, my hand! My hand!
My bullet smashed your gun. Now get your hands up and keep them there.
You're masked.
The mask needn't alarm you.
I hoped you were a lawman.
I'm not.
Then give me a gun and let me deal with this dirty killer. He shot my brother and left his body beside the railroad tracks.
You're Red Carmel's sister?
Yes, and I have a score to settle for him.
Red isn't dead.
But Scrapper shot him. He hit him twice. I saw it.
Red was badly wounded. So badly, we didn't dare move him. But he's alive.
I saw him fall. He didn't make a sound. I thought he was dead.
One of the bullets brushed the side of his head. He must have lost consciousness. My Indian friend Tonto is with him now.
I'm so glad he's alive. But you, Scrapper, you meant to kill him.
Now, wait a minute, Kay.
Red and I planned the robbery. There wouldn't have been any loot if it hadn't been for us. But you and Rawhide figured on grabbing it for yourselves. Well, you'll pay for that double cross.
No, Kay.
Mister, their loot's in our saddlebags. I'm going to see that you get a share of it.
You made a mistake, Miss Carmel. Red's going to jail. So are you and these two men.
Jail? But that mask, you're not a lawman.
I work for the law.
I don't believe it.
You'll have an opportunity to see for yourself.
The Lone Ranger had traveled only a short distance with his prisoners when he met Tonto and Sheriff Breyer from the town of Red Rock. The lawman introduced himself and his posse and explained,
Marshal Marvell wired me as soon as the train reached Sawtooth. The guards told him what had happened.
Good.
As soon as I got the message, I rode to Lookout Mountain. I found Tonto there with Red Carmel.
Well, how is Red, Sheriff?
We got a buckboard and took him to town. Doc Jackson says Red'll live to go on trial.
Well, here's the rest of his gang. The loot is in their saddlebags.
Tonto told me you went after him. I figured you'd need help to get him, so we followed your trail.
I'm glad you did. I'll turn them over to you and ride to Sawtooth to report to Jim Marvell.
Right, and thanks a lot.
Glad we were able to help you. Are you ready to travel, Tonto?
You ready, Kimasabi?
Then let's go. Adios.
Adios.
Come on, Silver.
So the masked man was telling the truth.
About what?
I didn't believe him when he said he was working with the law.
Well, why'd you think he was lying?
With that mask on his face, I thought he was an outlaw.
His mask fooled you just like that black outfit you wore fooled the baggage car guards into thinking you were a poor, helpless widow lady. But Tom and Shorty'll have the last laugh when they find out how you were captured by the Lone Ranger.
This is a feature of the Lone Ranger Incorporated, created by George W. Trendle, produced by Trendle Campbell Muir Incorporated, directed by Charles D. Livingston, and edited by Fran Stryker. The part of the Lone Ranger is played by Brace Beamer.